Good morning. Welcome back on another Tuesday. It's so good to be back with you for Breakfast with Bill. Feels a little lonely today because I'm the only guy with Bill. Matt's out this week, and I'm here all alone on a Tuesday morning. So um, I guess the interaction is going to be maybe less dynamic than normal, huh? But today I want to talk a little bit about some of the experiences we have when working with others and thinking about that experience that we provide as a salesperson or an entrepreneur to those people we want to work with. And this thought came to me last week because my wife and I are in the process of buying a new home. And we've been in our house for 15 years. So through this process of the new home and trying to secure financing and working with lenders and trying to get home inspections and everything done that we need to do, and then in trying to get our house on the market, we realize how different it is working with painters or carpenters and all these different people that need to come into our house to help us get ready, because I've been there 15 years. And, you know, that project that I said when we moved in 15 years ago, I couldn't wait to start. Well, apparently I could wait because I still haven't done it. And here we are 15 years later. So some of these people make it so easy to work with them, right? You know, they just communicate really well. They return emails promptly. They don't make you wait for days. One of the guys who we're working with, him and his team at the bank, they actually return all of our emails that we send them with an email receipt that simply says, "I'm in receipt of your email." It's so cool. You know, you send a note out to somebody and you wonder, did they get it? How long until I get a response? And, you know, is it right? And when you don't hear from somebody right away, you start filling it in with all the things that could go wrong. This team, they reply and they tell you, "No, we have it. Thank you." Little things like that make it really easy to work with somebody. And I started thinking about how easy do we make it to work with us, right? You know, what do we do and what are you guys doing to make it easy or difficult to work with you? And, you know, I started asking myself, are we easy to communicate with? Or do we become very contrarian when somebody asks us a question? Do we do things timely? Or do we say what we're going to do when we say we're going to do it? Do we communicate clearly? Do we send people nice emails with bullet points and ask all of our questions at once? Or do we send off an email asking for this and then send another email off asking for that? And do we make somebody feel like they're in a boxing match and we just keep jabbing them to death, right? Do we make everything in one place so that we give people an easy opportunity to reply? Do we let them know what type of communication they can expect from us up front? Do we let people know who all on our team might be communicating with them? Do we onboard them effectively and efficiently? Do we let them know up front what they can expect from us in the process and why, right? Or do we just start, going at it like we're amateurs and this might be our first time doing it? All of these things, all of these communication methods, all of these responses, all of this information that we can share really makes us easy to work with or difficult to work with. And that's the experience that people take away from them, right? It's not always about price. It's not always about even having, the best choices or the absolute best product. So often people buy from us over and over because of the experience. The other thing with the experience that we give people when they work with us, the other important part of that is it's the experience that determines whether or not somebody's going to give us referrals down the road, right? When I think of somebody that I'm going to give a referral to, it's sometimes somebody that does the best work. Sometimes it might be somebody that has the best price, but the determinant is always how will that person treat the person I refer to them, right? What's that experience like? And if you know that referring somebody into a business is going to be frustrating for them, you're not going to do it, right? So we know that. How often do we look inside? How often do we look in the mirror and ask ourselves the real question, the hard question of, am I easy to work with? And it's not just you, it's the company, right? So there are things you can control as a salesperson or a sales leader. There's some things you can't. But how do you work with people to make it easy to work with you? And then how willing are you to step out and make it easy for them to work with the organization? as an example, if you're a salesperson and you know that sometimes shipping can be difficult, or customer service can be difficult, or your financial team, the way they reach out and communicate can be difficult. Do we have that intestinal fortitude to have those difficult conversations with our colleagues and peers internally to communicate that we want to be customer focused? Being customer focused means we want to make it easy to work with us. We want to do everything necessary to make somebody's experience be pleasant. We know that there's too many options for people to make them fight with us. We don't need to be combative. We don't need to add extra impediments along the way. Don't add challenges. Don't make anybody have to work harder than they need to get something good from us. So, just this experience in buying a new home, this experience in working with all these vendors really had me reflecting and thinking, and I thought it might be valuable for you. So I challenge you this week, as we go out there in the world and we start selling, let's not just be focused on selling, just be focused on doing the next right thing, right? Moving the process forward, setting clear next steps. That's all critical. But let's be mindful of the experience we're creating and sharing with those that we're encountering, right? And I think that when we do that this week, when we focus on the experience and not just the price, we're going to have better outcomes. We're going to be able to be more mindful. We're going to be in the moment. Because I think that price, I have to have low price, or I have to have the best looking brochures, whatever it is, all that stuff that gets in our head that we think we need to have to be successful. None of it is impactful as just making the experience pleasant and easy for somebody. Because usually the people we're working with, they're not buying what we're selling on a daily basis or a continuous basis. So they don't always know what to expect, but they know how they feel. And the more we can make them feel comfortable, the more we can make them feel like we've been there before, the more we can make them feel relaxed in the process, the more trust we build. Remember, trust is when our words and actions are consistent over time, which is why it's so important for us to do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it. So that's the challenge I'd share with you this week. Let's go out. Let's be mindful of the experience. Let's be mindful of how easy we make it to work with us. And let's go touch some lives. I think you're going to increase your effectiveness and you'll increase your productivity. And I think you'll find yourself more peaceful and more aware of how you're interacting with others. So thanks for joining me today. Hope you're well. Have a great week. Take care and God bless.